Hey guys, today we start with a new topic on array, that is looping items on this array. So when I'm talking about looping items is getting on individual items using a for loop or a while loop or iterating through those items. So loop are usually, we know that to execute certain block of code repeatedly. Yeah. So there are two types of loop. That's for loop and while loop, as we know. Since array objects behaves like a sequence, you can iterate through these elements with the help loops. The reason for looping through arrays is to perform operations, yeah, such as accessing, modifying, searching, or any kind of functions that you want to run, we can do on it. Yeah. So let's try to understand how we can use uh, or loop through the items using various methods that are available. So let's start with the for loop. So looping item using for loop. So using for loop. Yeah. So for loop, as we know, is used when the number of iteration is known. So we know how many number of items are available within an array. So if we use it with an iterable like array, the iteration continues until the last element of the array without any specific thing that needs to be mentioned. So suppose if I have this array as array name, yeah, this is my original array, and then I run a for loop on the element of the array. So when I specify an element of an array, it will automatically run through each element within this array and it will print this elements. So let's see if it's able to print. You can see this. So this is my original array and it is keeping on printing each and individual elements when it goes through the for loop, yeah, accessing each and every element. Now, once I get every element within this loop, I can do any kind of function or any kind of operations that I like to have on the element, individual element, while I'm iterating through them. So that's how you use a for loop. Yeah. Same way, using while loop, you can iterate loop through arrays using while loop as well. Yeah. Now, you know, while loop is used when you do not know the number of loops that you want to run through, and your loop should come out or your processing should stop based on some condition which will come through. Yeah. So while loop is specifically used when you have to run a loop continuously without any interruption till a particular condition is met. Yeah. So let me quickly get this array. So I have my array. So I'll get the length of the array and I'll keep the index as 0. Yeah. And as I said, length of the array -1 because the last one would be always less than 1. So I'll say I less than equals to 1 and I'm printing each individual element within the array and I'm iterating the index or incrementing the index every time by 1 while it loops through in the while. Yeah. So we got the same output, but with a different way of looping. So first time we used for loop, second time we used while loop, where we had I have to specify that this particular loop has to run till the length of the array is being met. Yeah, yeah. there are two things that we did. We also tried to find out the length of the array, which is useful to iterate through this particular while loop. Now we can do the same thing, like we can loop with, we can use for loop with array index. So we used a while loop with array index as of now. We use this length and all. We can do the same with for loop. So for loop using array index. This is more important. Yeah. So we can find the length of array with built-in length function, use it to create a range object, and then use it for loop. Yeah. So let's import array as array name. We have this our original array. Then we are using the length function. So suppose I have L equals to length of array, my array. So I'm trying to find the length of my array, and using the range, I'm saying that till I get to the last of the array, keep on printing. So it is printing my array, and I have to specify the index number. So that's I, right? So let's run this. You get the same output again. These are the various ways in which you can access array items using a loop. So you can loop through the items and get your uh, individual items within the array to do your relevant procedure. This I have shown by uh, using this for loop and while loop to access these elements. I can run any kind of operations. So what I can do is any kind of operations when I say that. So suppose I have the same code. I want to multiply each element by 10. So I can run an operation and say multiply it by 10. Yeah. So it will give me the output by multiplying it by 10. Yes. So this type of operations, I can do any kind of, I can run an if condition to sort out only the even numbers. Yeah. So that's how you can use loops to sort your data out or move out your relevant data which would be required for analysis. Hope you like this video. Hope you understood how you can use for and while loop in arrays. Hope you like this content. Do like it, share it with your colleagues who want to learn Python. Do comment if you have any views or if you have any suggestions or any feedback or inputs on this particular video. But do not forget to subscribe to my channel. This will help you to get all my future videos directly to your inbox. Thank you so much.